General meaning of the program is the whole of the operations that must be done according to conditions and spatial orders. Programming languages covers a wide spectrum that shows and describes the work that needs to be done by computer or electronic circuits with a series of command lines. Computer programming languages create the instructions in digital languages that the computer understands. A number of programming languages allow programmers to communicate with the computer to create these instructions. Programming languages enable efficient processes for large and complex groups of information by using different types of algorithms. In this way, commands and software in the form of a certain standard can be developed by using these algorithms. An algorithm is a specific procedure for solving a well-defined computational problems. An algorithm divides anything into small steps for easy and effective understanding of the complex things. It's important to learn the basics of the algorithm in order to make a correct and clean code. Programming languages are considered the basic core of the computer programming. The operating systems and hardware of the computers enable us to run them with the performance of the operations we want. Programming languages can basically be defined in two categories: low-level programming languages and high-level programming languages. Low-level programming languages are machine languages and assembly languages. High-level programming languages are scripting languages and object-oriented languages. Low-level programming language is the closest language category to machine language. It's also known as hardware-near programming language. Low-level languages can often be run through processors without the need for the compiler to be translated into machine language. So, low-level languages are the basic computer instructions or machine codes. The main function of low-level language is to interact with the hardware of the computer. These low-level languages are very easily understandable by the machine because they handle all the instructions with the architecture of the hardware systems. Computers cannot understand an instruction directly given to it by the user, because computers cannot directly understand the high-level programming languages which created by the computer programs, so these high-level programs code must be compiled. Once a program's code is compiled, the computer can understand it, because the program's code is turned into a machine language with a compiler. We can talk about one of the low-level programming language, machine language. Machine language is one of the most basic low-level languages and it's written in binary code. Binary code is known as a machine code that's shown as only bits. As you've seen on the screen, Hello World is the first program line written by programming learners. And here is an example of machine language which is a binary code of Hello World. H is 01001000, L is 011011100, O is 011011111, blank line is 01000000, W is 01010111, R is 01110010. This is how the computer understands when we press the keyboard keys. High-level programming language is the general name of the popular programming languages that come to your mind. High-level language allows a programmer to write programs for all types of computers and systems. But every code snippet needs to translate into machine language for the computer to understand. Remember that computers cannot directly understand the high-level programming languages, so the program code must be translated by translators. Translator is included in programming software which convert high-level code into machine code as an assemblers, compilers, or interpreters. An assembler is a special program that takes machine language instructions and converts them into a pattern of bits that the computer's processor can use to perform its basic operations. Therefore, these instructions are called assembler language or assembly language. Compiler is a special program that processes statements written in a particular high-level programming language and turns them into machine language before the program runs, which means a code which the computer's processor uses. This includes source code, precompiled code, and scripts. An interpreter is another special program which converts high-level programming language turns into a machine language like compiler. Both compiler and interpreters do the same job, which is converting high-level programming language to a machine code. However, a compiler will convert the code into a machine code before program run by creating exe files. Interpreters convert code into machine code when the program is run. Both compiler and interpreter, it can be difficult to test individual lines of code compared to machine languages, as all of bugs are reported after the program has been compiled. For this reason, most of software projects are first developed and run into test environment, and then they are taken to the live environment and used. Let's continue with two other topics that we will hear frequently in programming-based languages: scripting languages and object-oriented languages. Scripting language, which is called as scripts, employ a high-level construct which allows it to interpret and execute one command at a time. For this reason, the order of the operations is important. Interpreter-based scripting languages are easier to learn and execute than compiler-based coding languages. JavaScript and Perl are the examples of scripts. Object-oriented language is a high-level computer programming language model that organizes software design around an object-based model. It can be also thought of as the way that many features in real life are transferred to the computer, such as the color, condition, name, product date, called as an object for this object-based language. Python, Java, Julia are the example of languages using object-oriented programming. As you see that high-level languages that focus on the objects rather than actions. This means high-level languages focus on data rather than logic. For this reason, object-oriented technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, and blockchain are developing very fast. If you want to learn a programming language, you must first decide which language you want to learn and focus on it. For this, I convey to you the basic steps of learning programming languages. The first step is to decide which programming language you want to learn. You should determine that why you want to learn this programming language. After that, you could get preliminary information about the language you want to learn. You haven't passed the line of coding yet. You are trying to understand the basic logic of the programming language. And then you could download the software of the program to your computer. Writing Hello World on the screen is the first program that learned when learning coding. There are many programming languages examples in the places, especially the internet. You will learn with these samples how to coding. You must make plan for a day and constantly work on the programming language. You have to practice every day for improving your skills by doing exercises. You should set challenging goals for yourself. You should interact with people who know coding. You can become a member of communities. You should develop yourself by exchanging information and interacting with other members in these communities. For this, you can use face-to-face trainings, online trainings, as well as video published on the internet.